Hello everyone. I want to talk about what just happened in KwaZulu-Natal. The snow that really did come down so heavily that cars were stranded, and it claimed the life of a passenger in a minibus, a quantum minibus. They just found that person dead in the morning because of as you will see the videos, cars were not moving. They just parked on the road and waiting it out. Now, there are few videos going out created by people who are not in South Africa. They're saying first time. No, it's not the first time, or rather I say first time in this many years. Look, you can say this province, maybe after this much years, this is what has happened. Like last year, there was snow in Johannesburg, right here. I even did record videos, though I didn't share them. Probably I will show you the videos. So last year, if we had snow, you cannot say first time in 11 years snow in South Africa. No, even Cape Town has snow. You see that? So look at today, it's been cold. Like yesterday it was cold. It's yesterday that it started like have some sunlight, and today we have sunlight, but the air is cold. If you like standing in the sun, at least I'll feel a bit warm, but I can still tell that the air is indeed cold. So we're gonna jump in and take a look at these videos.
Greetings. I'm one of the teachers who come from Kwakwa, from Kawi Primary School, and we are here with our learners, 57 of them, and there are 12 of us in this bus. So we went to Durban on Wednesday on an educational trip. So now when we were supposed to come back on Friday, we had a problem. We encountered a problem, but it was not ours. It was a natural disaster whereby it was snowing to such an extent that when we got to Moy River and Escort, between Moy River and Escort, we couldn't move. We were stuck there, and then we only left on Saturday between 3:00 to 4:00. So upon leaving, we also encountered another problem at Van Renen Road, whereby now the trucks are no longer moving and the cars were also stuck. So we have a problem here in this bus with our learners, whereby we don't have water, we don't have food, and our learners are now developing rash. They have diarrhea, they've been vomiting. So we really need to get help of how we can get home, because my parents are also worried at home, as these learners have been away for too long from them now. So we are here at Shell Garage at this moment. We were escorted by police. We found help from the Van Renen Road. So they brought us here. We would like to request some blankets, as we came here without any blanket of some sort. So our learners are very cold in this bus, as our bus does not have a heater. And again, we haven't bathed for these 2 days now. So we would really appreciate some help so that we can get home, or may we please be assisted with some blankets, as it is very cold in this bus. As you can see, our learners are now in distress, and also we also need to get some form of food, as we've been getting snacks and water, as well as some drinks, so that we can be hydrated as we are still on the road. So if we're going to sleep here today, tomorrow will be day 3, meaning or we in a such condition that we now so stressed out. So can we please get help? Yes, I don't have anything.
En dit is nou 6:00 die oggend, 21ste September.
The severe freezing cold temperature has claimed one life after a taxi with passengers was trapped in snow in KwaZulu-Natal since Friday. On Saturday, Midlands EMS spokesperson Roland Robertson said the person was stuck in a taxi traveling from Johannesburg to KZN when they were forced to stop due to the snow. Robertson said emergency service crews were dispatched to Maravali Shopping Center after the person collapsed due to severe cold exposure. The taxi had stopped for refreshments when the incident occurred, and upon arrival, it was found that the individual had collapsed and was in a critical state of hypothermia, requiring urgent medical care, said Robertson. While en route to the hospital, the patient's condition rapidly deteriorated. Full resuscitation efforts were performed, but sadly, the patient was pronounced deceased upon arrival at the hospital. Meanwhile, KZN MEC for Transport and Human Settlements, Sibaniso Duma, said there was light at the end of the tunnel as snow has been cleared in some parts of the N3, allowing motorists to move. Duma said the snow has been cleared on the R103 from Escart to Mui River, Kokstad to Underbeg, and the N11 between Amajuba and Vaucrust. We are not sure of when all roads will be cleared because this is nature, because this weather might continue until tomorrow. We are just deeply saddened that there are people with chronic illnesses who were stuck and didn't have anything to eat, but we are glad to report that some stranded motorists and trucks are now moving, he said. Duma urged people to stay away from some of the major routes affected by the snow in order to remain safe. To offer assistance, the South African Red Cross Society, SARCS, said it has been on the ground serving hot meals to stranded motorists since on Friday afternoon.
Even the helicopter.
We're here to provide comfort and support, no matter the weather. Stay safe and reach out if you need help, said SARCS. Earlier, the South African Weather Service, SAWS, issued a Level 8 warning for further disruptive snow is in effect for Alfred Duma, Ladysmith, Drive-In, Dlamini Zuma, Underberg, Greater Kokstad, Impindal, Inkosi Langalibalel Escort, Inkosi Langalibalel Sobabili, Bafana Giants Castle, Bafana Mui River, Okalamba, and Umjini. Motorists are being urged to stay at home and avoid using the N3 from KwaZulu-Natal to Gauteng as relief and rescue efforts are meted out to those entrapped in the snow in the Midlands. Hundreds of commuters are trapped in their vehicles after heavy snow fell over areas around Van Reenens Pass from late last night. The N3 toll concession says graders are in the process of removing the snow. Spokesperson Thanya Dugara says the N3 remains closed. The N3 toll concession says graders are in the process of removing the snow. Spokesperson Thanya Dugara says the N3 remains closed. It's not just the N3 that's affected. The entirety of the area and all arterial roads around there are being affected, with many people being stranded. It is putting emergency services under extreme stress and strain right now as they're trying to get to everyone, and they are trying to keep the roadway open. We are trying to get mobility restored as quickly as possible, but unfortunately, we don't control the weather. We are in close contact with the weather services who are keeping us updated about what's going on and our own people on the ground, but it is a really difficult situation right now. scores of motorists traveling along the N3 last night had to seek refuge at petrol stations in Harrismith as a result of the freeway closure. Traveler Erica Pixton, together with her husband and 3 children, were en route from Johannesburg to the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal yesterday afternoon when they were forced to halt their journey due to the inclement weather. We left Joburg yesterday around 3:30, and towards Harrismith last night it started snowing very heavily that you can't even see the lines on the road, and you put the brights on and it just bounces back. So, we drove very slowly into Harrismith at the garage, and we made a bed in the car. There are 5 of us, 3 kids and 2 adults, and we made our little nest, and we tried to sleep through the night. The Thabo Mafatsanyana District Municipality has cautioned road users and the community around the Eastern Free State to be aware of the snowfall that is happening in KwaZulu, Harrismith, and Kestel. Disaster Management Coordinator Sthembiso Mthambeni says there are many major roads that are not accessible in the area and many people are trapped in those roads. Affected roads are N3, Van Reenens Pass to Harrismith, R57 from KwaZulu to Kestel, and R712 from Bethlehem to Harrismith via KwaZulu. Mthambeni has requested motorists who want to use roads in the area to delay their trips until the roads are cleared. As we speak now, there are many cars that are trapped here within these roads, and we are trying our level best to rescue all these affected people. As we speak now in KwaZulu, there are tourists who are going to Witsishok Mountain Lodge. They are also trapped. We humbly request every person to remain calm and should remain in the house. Should anything happen, don't hesitate to call the police. They communicate with us disaster management, and we will be able to see what to do. The KwaZulu-Natal Disaster Management Center said it had convened a joint operations center meeting on Saturday morning to discuss relief efforts for trapped motorists in the form of soup kitchens, shelter, and blankets. Local municipalities, in conjunction with other state organs, have mobilized graders to clear snow in affected regions, prioritizing major routes to facilitate emergency access. KwaZulu-Natal Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs Mek Thulises Buthalizi said in a statement. The heavy snow has also disrupted essential services, including water and electricity, in several communities. Buthalizi said technical teams were working to restore these services as quickly as possible, but cautioned that residents should prepare for potential delays due to the weather conditions. Meanwhile, the Border Management Authority has issued a notice to travelers that in light of the persistent snowfall, it has decided to close the Sani Pass, Bosmansnek, and Menantia ports of entry until further notice. It said the Vicksburg, Caledon Sport, Makalang, and Maseru ports of entry could be used as alternatives to enter Lesotho. Parts of the Eastern Cape, including Kebera, Pinhook Pass, R58 and Barkley East, and Mountain Shadow near Elliott have also reported snowfall. Eastern Cape Transport spokesperson Makaya Kamasa said emergency services had been activated to monitor the N2 highway towards Kebera. We advise our motorists to reduce speed when driving along this road as they approach Kebera from Makanda. Our traffic officers are on the scene.
Join me as I try to capture the magic of this rare snowfall in South Africa and see how the locals react to this unexpected winter wonderland rare snowfall has hit South Africa, and it's been a surreal experience for many locals.
This is it.
Daily life has been disrupted in many ways, with roads becoming slippery and risky, and some residents in waking up to find their cars covered in a thick layer of snow. The local authorities have had to work overtime to clear the roads and ensure public safety. Despite the challenges, many people have been making the most of this unusual weather, and it's been amazing to see how the community has come together to help each other out. One of the biggest challenges has been getting to school, as many roads have been closed due to the snow. Some people have had to fight creating ways to get around, including walking or using bicycles. The local businesses have also been affected, with some having to close temporarily due to the weather.
School. Snowman.
But despite the difficulties, the snow have brought a sense of joy and wonder to many people. Children have been playing in the snow, making snowmen and snow angels, and in having snowfall fights.
These are all the vehicles coming from Joburg. Now the entry is falling one way.
It's been a magical experience for many families who have never seen snow before. I've been speaking to some of the locals, and it's amazing to hear their reactions to this rare event. Some people are sitting to be experiencing snow for the first time, while others are finding the challenges to adapt to cold weather. One thing is for sure, though everyone is making the most of it and enjoying, is the beauty of the snow.
Like 15 centimeters of snow. So we don't know whether we're going to be able to get out of here. We're going to take a little drive and see what the roads are looking like, if we can find the road.
I've seen some incredible scenes of people playing in the snow, and it's clear that it's an experience that many will never forget. One clip that really stood out to me was of a group of kids having a massive snowfall fight in the park.
Did you notice about? Look at the car! Look at the bonnets!
Thanks for joining me on this journey as I explore the magic of this rare snowfall in South Africa. If you have experiences with snowfall in South Africa, please share them with me in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more content from around the world.
This white carpet, this is what brings us up here. We love it. Every time we hear about it, we come up.
Just a winter wonderland, and we just want to experience it with the kids, because further down in Durban you don't experience the snow, so it's beautiful, and except the traffic and so forth, but just to experience the snow is a lovely experience.
Something we never ever get again. We're lucky, we live it, we enjoy it.
I was flabbergasted to see what's happening here, and it's a nice thing really. We're not used to this, you know. Yeah.
Came up from Durban just to see a bit of the snow. and have a bit of fun up here.
Wow, I mean, they were saying stay at home, don't come out, but you guys decided let's go see the snow. Why?
Well, they said yesterday, but we couldn't wait any longer, so we thought we'd come today and come have a look, see, yeah. They all want to go to the North Pole and see Father Christmas, so dream came true to see.
So how has the experience been like, being in the snow, playing in the snow?
Oh, it's awesome. Something, you know, us in Durban, that sort of thing, we used to the heat, so coming in here and playing in a bit of snow is a good experience for them, so yeah, we love it.
How about you? What's the experience like for you in the snow?
Cold. My hands are frozen.
We take a look at that shortly, but here's how the chances of rainfall and snow are going to be. We are going to be seeing widespread rain and thunderstorms for the eastern parts of the Eastern Cape and much of KwaZulu-Natal, pushing into parts of the Free State. A 60% chance of rain for much of the Eastern Cape, extending northwards into the back of the Free State, Gauteng and parts of Mpumalanga as that cold front continues to cut across the eastern parts of the country. Heavy disruptive snowfalls are expected across the highland areas of the Eastern Cape, extending into northern KwaZulu-Natal, maybe spilling into parts of Mpumalanga later on this evening. Things have settled down.
So was basically started in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. I'll just step out of the shot so that Tulani Ngobo can show you the road. This is the entry near the Midma Dam in Howick. Here, the trucks yesterday, they were queuing on this stretch of the road as the RTI trying to prevent them from getting to Balgowan as a result of the snow that was in Balgowan yesterday. But today, at least, the traffic is flowing freely, and also the motorists, but are still urged to delay their traveling to, especially those that are leaving the province of KwaZulu-Natal, to try and get to Gauteng, because in Van Riebeeck Pass, they are telling us that the road is still partially opened in that part of the road, basically of the entry, as a result of the snow in that part of the entry. And the other issue is that they are still trying to escort those that are still on the road to try and get to a safer place. You remember that yesterday we did speak to some motorists who were telling us that they were traveling from Durban, trying to get to Underberg or to try to get to Beckville and Ladysmith, but they couldn't get there to attend a funeral or to attend functions that are happening in their basically families. But today we see that the traffic is flowing freely. Even the municipality here in Umgeni, local municipality, they were providing soup to the drivers that were parked here on the entry. And in Moy River, unfortunately, Mkolis, we couldn't get to Moy River yesterday because the traffic inspectorate prevented us from getting that side because it was dangerous to travel on the road. But we did see the visuals from Moy River. The Moy River teams were out trying, basically the humans
helping vehicles to safety amidst severe weather. Grant, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Just give us an idea of where you are and what you've witnessed over the last few hours.
Hi guys. So unfortunately, I've had to head back. I just couldn't keep going. So, but the whole of last night, I've been working since we arrived there. I think we arrived there at around 5 o'clock. We went for holiday ourselves, and then we just realized so many people are stuck
Grant,
in the snow.
Where did you arrive? Where is it that you were?
This would be the R74 going past Sterkfontein Dam. So it's going to be one of the passes that goes down into KZN. It's that shift from Free State to KZN. And a lot of people were holiday makers, trailers, all of that. They're heading back down the pass. And just as we hit the pass, there was one vehicle that had jackknifed. Now, we got there quite early. We helped the guy out. Once we had helped him out, we came back for his trailer that was at the bottom. And another vehicle had already hit the trailer. Took out the vehicle, took out the trailer, and then a massive traffic jam just started. We started moving vehicles up to the top. My tow rope snapped when we eventually reached the top of the pass, and we thought, look, let's see what we can do and help the people. I drove all the way back to Heidelberg, which was normally a 30-minute drive. Took me an hour and a half through the snow. Got some tow ropes, we went back. And when we arrived, we didn't actually get back to the pass because there was already another blockage. So each time I arrived back, I would drive back to Heidelberg with a towed vehicle. I'd get back, there'd be a new blockage at a different area. There was trucks that were jackknifed. There was one vehicle, we're very lucky that we got them out. Their heater wasn't working, and they were stuck in a dip. I'm pretty sure if I didn't get them out there, we might have had some victims suffering from the cold, not just from an accident.
Grant, incredible scenes that you're describing to us, and a huge amount of work that you did to assist all those individuals. Now, one of the conversations that's been trending has been there was a warning across the entire country that there was going to be inclement weather. Now, you're one of those individuals that may or may not have heard of this, but you still chose to drive. Were you aware of just the sort of impact that this weather was going to have, or did you not know at all?
No, not at all. We thought, like, it's snow. I've dealt with snow once or twice before in my life, and I've got a very capable vehicle. So I thought, I'll be okay. And there might be other people, holiday makers, the kinds of people like myself that go and hunt these things. We'll go for it. It'll be fine. But the amount of people that were there were just little two-wheel drive sedans, lots and lots of taxis, also people in commercial vehicles just trying to do their jobs, trying to get back home. And those were the people that got stuck and just blocked up the roads at the end of the day. In terms of the weather prediction, I think there was a warning put out, but we just don't understand the impact of it. We were saying something like 25 centimeters plus of snow. I'm pretty confident that it was doing close to 10 centimeters of snow per hour. It was snowing so much when we were walking, it was almost up to my knees in snow.
Sheesh, Grant, that's absolutely incredible. Now, one of the things that I'm hoping you'll be able to paint a picture for us is visibility, because you talk about the one vehicle that jackknifed, and obviously a few other vehicles came and smashed into it. And I'd imagine that part of this is visibility, and also speaks to the absence of traction on those roads.
Yeah, absolutely. So the visibility wasn't completely terrible. It wasn't great, but you already can't drive fast, so it wasn't that much of an issue. But most people, when they see a problem in front of them, they hit the brakes, which is great on our normal roads. That's what you should be doing. But on the snow, if you hit your brakes too hard, you now create a locked wheel, and your ABS can't deal with it properly. And so you just keep sliding on the ice. The ice was so thick, I'm pretty sure that in some places that I had to chop out with an axe was close to 30 centimeters thick, that I had to chop out under vehicles' tires so that I could pull them. Otherwise, they just kept sliding where they were.
Now, you're going to have to walk us through just the impact of the snow, because it starts falling, and moments later you're talking about chopping chunks of snow from underneath the vehicles. Just how does it all happen? Because for many South Africans, they're not accustomed to snow, clearly illustrated by the fact that they chose to drive despite the warnings.
Yeah, we tried to warn so many people also to turn around, and they just did not want to turn around. They said, no, it's fine, I'll take my chances. And well, good luck to them now. I think they're still stuck in the past, if I'm honest, since yesterday. Because I can't see any other way that they would get out unless recovery vehicles could get there. And no, like, normal tow trucks would be able to get them out. You need somebody with a vehicle like what I had to be able to get them out. The start of it wasn't too bad. It was snow. Everybody was, it was a winter wonderland as everybody would want to experience it. And as I think as a bunch of vehicles were driving on that road, they started compacting the snow. And because people tried to turn around in certain places, they just turned the snow into slush, which then, as the cooler temperatures came down, it just refroze and refroze and refroze, and just built these layers of ice on the road. By the last vehicle that I pulled out, I realized there was no way I could go back, because I almost got stuck myself. We had to almost drive on the gravel on the side, which was even more of a risk, but I didn't even trust the tar road because it was so thick with ice. At least I knew with the gravel I might be able to push this to the ice out of the way and just drive on the ground itself.
Absolutely incredible, the work that you've had to do and rescued people. Just give us a sense of what things are like at the moment. You've obviously said you've done as much as you can, and it's greatly appreciated. Has the snow subsided? Do you hope to be able to drive back in the next day or two?
I don't mind going back tomorrow, but for tonight, there's no. I'm just too tired. But in terms of what the picture would look like there, when we left, we told the last couple of people that we could that, listen, you need to turn around if you can, if you're able, because it's going to keep snowing until I think today at 5 o'clock, and I haven't checked the weather since. But if it kept snowing throughout the day with its cold temperatures, nothing would have melted and disappeared. It would have just gotten worse. That's what I'm saying. I think that the build-up that happened, I think it was close to 250 cars at one point on that Sterkfontein road. That can't be cleared up by those vehicles. They can't pull each other out. They don't have the tools and equipment. And I just think it's going to keep getting worse. And I wonder how many of those people have contacted anyone asking for help. I'm sure they've asked the insurance companies, but the insurance companies don't have the equipment to deal with it either, because we're not used to this. It's just impressive. I don't know if there's some kind of snow record that's been set, but it has to be.
Well, you're definitely our hero of the day amongst many others. Grant Bruce, Cameron Ellis, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for speaking to us. N74 Sterkfontein is a good Samaritan, walking us through what he's witnessed in the last 24 hours, including a rescue operation that he undertook where he assisted many individuals stuck on that route.
Okay guys, so for those who don't know, it snowed in South Africa for the first time in 11 years. And I want to show the snowman that people were making. This is number 2. This is number 3. You're not ready for this one. And this one is giving BFG, but honestly, this is the most normal one.
So here is the information. You need to know the truth. You need to know exactly the snow reports about South Africa. So look at this website. It's called snowreport.co.za. Let me probably just resize it so that you can see. That's the URL. So now check. That's it. Now you get the information. So please know the truth about snow in South Africa, that it is not like what some report and some titles are on YouTube, more like first time. It's not first time. Do your research, do Google, and just check, even like especially Cape Town and Lesotho. is this small area right there. So right there it does receive a lot of snow, and Cape Town also does receive a lot of snow. Probably Cape Town, almost every year Cape Town does have snow. So at least you have the information, the truth about snow situation in South Africa. So there is snow. Just do more of your research. You will find out that yep, it's true, it's not a rare event. If you need to see snow, go to these areas that I showed, like Lesotho, probably mostly June, July, that time period. Also go down to Cape Town, but though Cape Town, they do say that at times it's just less, and at times, that is when I say times, I mean year, it may be a lot. So that is it. This is South Africa weather and snow for you. Goodbye for now.